All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're zooming in on one single pivotal day in the lives of two sisters. It's a day that kicks off with, lemon cakes and dreams of a handsome prince, but it ends with a really violent clash by a river that honestly changes absolutely everything. I mean, this is really the heart of it all, right? What does happen? You've got two people, sisters, who are just wired completely differently. One is living in this fantasy world of songs and manners, while the other, she's all about mud, swords, and the hard truth. So yeah, let's see what happens when those two realities crash into each other. Okay, so first things first, let's really get a handle on who these two sisters are. I mean, yeah, they're both highborn ladies, but trust me, that is pretty much where the similarities stop. You can really see how they're total opposites in, every single choice they make. So on one side, you have Sansa. Her whole world is about beautiful blue silks, the idea of eating lemon cakes with the queen, and her super well-behaved direwolf lady, who apparently takes bacon from her hand as delicate as a queen. It's all about social status and romance for her. But then you flip over to Arya's side. She'd much rather be in riding leathers than velvet. She's trying to hunt for ancient rubies in a river. And her best friend? A butcher's boy named Micah. Even their wolves tell the whole story, right? Lady is basically a perfect pet, while Nymeria is wild and totally untamed, just like Arya. I mean, this quote right here, it is peak Sansa. It tells you everything. Her love for Prince Joffrey has nothing to do with who he actually is as a person. Nope, it's all about how perfectly he fits the mold of the prince from her songs and stories. Her entire future, her whole worldview is built on this perfect, idealized fairy tale. And then you get Arya. While Sansa is just over the moon about a royal invitation, Arya just shuts it down with this brutally honest and frankly pretty dangerous thing to say. There's no filter, no trying to be polite, it's just her gut. And that right there shows you the huge difference between them. Sansa sees the titles, the roles, the queen. Arya just sees the person. And, well, she's not a fan. So, okay, while Arya wants absolutely nothing to do with the royals, Sansa is about to get everything she's ever dreamed of. Her perfect storybook day is about to kick off. Just her and her prince. But before that perfect day can really get started, the whole camp is suddenly buzzing with activity. A royal honor guard has just shown up from the capital. But instead of feeling excited, which you'd expect, Sansa is just hit with this wave of pure terror. Now, this group is a real mix. You've got famous knights, charming lords, but it's the third guy, Sir Ilan Payne, who just stops Sansa cold. This man is skeletal, grim, and completely silent. Why? Because he's the king's executioner, the guy whose tongue was ripped out with hot pincers. And the way he looks at her, it feels like he's staring right through her. And then, right on cue, who steps in? Her prince. Joffrey plays the hero part to a T. He comforts her, waves away the scary men, calls her his sweet lady. For Sansa, this is it. This is the song coming to life right in front of her. Her valiant prince is saving her, and it just locks in that fantasy she needs so badly to be real. And you know what? The rest of the day is just a total dream. It's one storybook moment after another. They explore caves down by the river. They track a shadow cat to its lair. They even have this perfect little meal of trout and wine. She's had more wine than ever before, and Joffrey is even singing to her. So at this point, for Sansa, her fantasy isn't just in her head anymore. It feels completely real, totally tangible, and just perfect. But we all know this isn't a world of songs. It's a world of harsh, brutal realities. And just as this perfect day is winding down, that beautiful fantasy is about to get violently shattered. So picture this. Joffrey is bragging about how his father won the crown, and all of a sudden, this weird sound just cuts through the quiet. A sort of clack, clack, clack. It's the sound of wooden sticks hitting each other. And it's a sound that doesn't belong, and it puts Sansa on edge right away. And this is where everything just unravels with terrifying speed. They stumble upon Arya and the butcher's boy Micah just playing with sticks. But Joffrey, full of himself from the wine and his status, decides to have a little fun with the commoner. He starts taunting him. Then he pulls out his actual sword, a real steel sword called Lion's Tooth, and cuts the boy's face. Arya, of course, jumps in to defend her friend. Joffrey turns on her, and in a split second, her direwolf, Nymeria, lunges and bites the prince to protect her. Just like that, a kid's game has turned into this bloody, chaotic disaster. So, in this moment of pure chaos and violence, what's Sansa's reaction? Well, this quote says absolutely everything. She screams, "You're spoiling it." She's not yelling because they're hurting each other, no. She's yelling because they are spoiling her perfect day. Her biggest worry right then and there isn't the blood or the fear, it's the fact that her fantasy is being ruined. The fight itself is over almost as soon as it started, but the fallout, it's immediate, it's devastating, and it's about to bring Sansa's whole world crashing down. So Arya manages to grab a sword and chucks it into the river. And suddenly, Joffrey is disarmed, he's hurt, and we finally see the real him. The gallant prince from the songs, he's gone. What's left is just a little boy, whimpering on the ground, bleeding, and threatening to tell his mom. That whole heroic act just completely falls apart. But get this, even after seeing him like that, Sansa just can't let go of the fantasy. She sticks to the script. She does exactly what the lady in the song would do. She rushes over to her poor prince, kneels down and tries to comfort him, still trying desperately to salvage the story she's so determined to live in. And this is the moment it all comes crashing down. The final brutal blow. Joffrey doesn't see a loving fiancé trying to help him. He just looks at her with pure, nasty contempt and spits out 3 words, "Don't touch me." And in that one single horrifying moment, her entire dream, the prince, the love story, all of it, is just obliterated by his cold, hateful rejection. So, what are we supposed to take away from this mess by the river? Well, it's so much more than just a fight. It's this defining moment that shows us who everyone really is. We see that Joffrey's gallantry is a complete act. He's a cruel coward. We learn that Sansa's beautiful, romantic worldview is incredibly fragile, like glass. We see Arya's fierce, protective loyalty in action. And maybe most importantly, we learn that this isn't some kid's game. The stakes in this world are real, and the consequences for what looks like a simple argument can be absolutely deadly. And that really leaves us with this final, lingering question. Sansa has built her entire life, her whole identity, on being a songbird. Beautiful, delicate, meant for a fancy cage. But she's just been given her first, really brutal lesson. Her world isn't run by knights and ladies. It's run by lions and wolves, by predators. So what happens to a songbird when the music stops and reality bites back hard?